well, let's get into some news then. Um, so after 2 short years, Warner Brothers and Discovery are splitting and becoming two different companies after their massive buy of Warner Brothers. Discovery becoming one company. They are going to split. Um, so so basically the movie like the franchises like DC, Warner Brothers Studios and everything, that's pretty much going to be its own thing. So like the content company, um, and like a couple of the like streaming thing and everything, that would be its own thing. It's probably why it's going to be HBO Max. It's probably why people were like, why is it going back to HBO Max? And that's probably why. Um, because they went from Max back to HBO Max, and that's probably why, because they're splitting off. And then Discovery will be like CNN and like news stuff and other kind of things. So kind of splitting, not exactly the same, but pretty similar split. Um, so yeah, so that was a short legacy of that company there. But they're probably going to try to sell Warner Brothers, um, and that's what people were talking about anyway. Like they thought it was just going to be sold off, scrap for parts before. So they'll probably just try to sell Warner Brothers, and then instead of becoming a big conglomerate, probably just get absorbed, um, kind of like Fox did. Um, but yeah, so that's the rumor anyway. Um, yeah, so we'll see how that goes. See if Warner Brothers cease to exist soon, or they're gonna continue to go back to doing the thing. Um, see how Superman does. Hopefully,
Yeah, it would be kind of funny if they get their universe off the ground and they're like, time to sell.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
gotta like redo everything all over again.
yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it's a success and they sell the company, I mean, they probably just keep it going. And then if it's a success and they don't sell the company, then it's a success. So I mean, I would assume I doubt they would be a success and then they scrap it anyway. I don't see that happening if
Yeah,
something is successful anyway.
yeah, true.
Because companies, the only thing they want is money, right? And to make the money. So yeah, um, yeah, right. So that was Warner Brothers, and now let's talk about Disney. Um, they found somebody to be in the next Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling, Sean Levy directing. I think it's called Starfighter, I believe is what the movie is called. And they found Mia Goth, um, who was in the three X Pearl and Maxine trilogy. She's the lead in those movies, or like horror movies or whatever. Um,
Yeah, I don't know what that
yeah,
is.
yeah, whatever. But yeah,
Okay.
so I believe, I, um, I'm not sure if she was a villain or not. I can't remember what the role is, but this is the role that they offered to Mikey Madison, and she turned it down. Apparently, lots of people turned down roles in this. But Mia Goth was like, "I'll take it." So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I want to say it was a villain character if I remember correctly.
You're saying the
Um,
role in Star Wars is a villain character?
yeah, I
Okay.
want to say it was a villain. Okay, so Gosling's character, he protects a young charge from Goth's character and her pursuers. Yeah, so right. So she's going to be a villain. So it was going to be a young lady villain, you know, uh, against chasing after. Um, so I would assume that it's not going to be Jedi based, but I mean the young person could be force sensitive. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay,
But
yeah.
we'll see what
So like,
happens.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They've given like little tidbits about it, but they haven't given a lot. Um, but I mean, director did Deadpool and Wolverine. He did Free Guy. He's pretty good director, and I like Ryan Gosling. Mia Goth is a nothing burger for me, and you don't even know who it is. So
Yep.
um, yeah. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I don't think I don't think she's been in anything else that you would recognize. Yeah, she was in those three movies. Yeah, no, you haven't. Yeah, she's been in all like horror and like indie movies and stuff. So yeah, so we'll see how that works out. It's okay. All right, so um, I that was all the news that I had. The One of the trailers is like a quasi news story and half a trailer. Um, so
Okay.
um, yeah,
Which one is that? I guess start there.
it would be Spaceballs 2. Um, so we got that. It was so it's gonna come out in 2027. We had the first one came out in 87, so it'll be 40 years. They did a crawl, like a Star Wars esque crawl, where and it's just basically a big long joke um, using the crawl. And but yeah, and at the end, Mel Brooks is like, "Hey, we're making another one! Hooray!"
Yep, pretty much.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think we knew. I think we've talked about this before. I think we did know that this was in development. Josh Gad being one of the writers. Um, so uh, Mel Brooks will return as Yogurt. We will have Bill. Bill Pullman will return. He was Lone Star in the original, and Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement. So his first movie in like 30 years to become back as Dark Helmet. And we have a couple new cast members in Bill Pullman's son, Lewis Pullman, who was just in the Thunderbolts as Sentry, and Kiki Palmer. So this movie is for Amazon MGM, but it said it was in theaters, so I would assume it's just be under the MGM banner or whatever. So we'll have that nice lion in the front of it there. Um, for me, I'm excited. I like Spaceballs quite a bit. The only thing that worries me is Mel Brooks is like 90 years old. Um, but I mean, he didn't write it, but uh, 2027 is a couple years away, but he is quite old. So I'm a little worried about that. But because I mean, I want to be in him to be in there, but John Candy, who is Barf, and Joan Rivers, who is the robot, they've both passed away, so um, they need some fresh people in there. I like
Yeah.
Kiki Palmer and I like Lewis Pullman, so but I'm excited about this movie. What do you think?
Um, I do think they have plenty of material to rip. That's for sure. In terms of, I mean, it's just a spoof movie, pretty much, right? So there's plenty of to go through. Um, I would need to see a trailer before I like make a real decision, but I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. A lot of these sequel comedies, um, they could just be bad, and then we'll see. But I think it,
Yeah.
I think it has
Uh,
enough of the old regime to still be
mhm,
good.
mhm.
Um,
I, yeah. I mean, I think having Mel Brooks on board, I think, I mean, I'm sure that he had to give his okay saying, yeah, this is good. So I'm assuming that it's good enough. Also, yeah, they have a lot of material because they only had the originals to make fun of. Now they have six more movies plus and other stuff. I don't know if they're gonna just stick with just sci-fi stuff and Dune and all the other things that they could make fun of. But I think it could be good. Um, I like, yeah, I like that they're bringing back the people. I think Rick Moranis coming out of retirement is a good sign because he probably read the script. I would assume if he's willing to come out of retirement to make that, like, because I'm sure there's been other offers to do like Honey I Shrunk the Kids #4 or whatever, and he had never came out of retirement. Or Ghostbusters. There's two Ghostbusters movies he didn't come out of retirement, two different like things he could have, but he didn't. So I have a feeling that he read the script and thought it was good. So that gives me hope, um, but also I just want it to be good. So, but that also gives me the inkling that maybe what's it called? Naked Gun might be good if they're like going ahead with this because maybe they're going, oh, okay, well that's good, so maybe it'll do well. Who knows?
I see what you're
Um,
saying. I
well, and then
guess I don't know.
I mean, they're also bringing back Scary Movie, so like I don't know if they're like these things have rumblings of being good, so they're trying to work, or they're just throwing out, trying to throw things out.
Or they're just like looking at Disney remaking everything that has ever been made. But they're like, oh, we can do that with our properties.
Yeah, well, How to Train Your Dragon's coming out, so in literally a couple days. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. I wonder if they'll be able to do some merchandise because that was the thing of the first one. They could only make the movie if there was no merchandising. But George Lucas isn't in the picture anymore, so I wonder if they will. Cool.
Yeah.
There's even a joke in Spaceballs. It's just Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money. So
Nice.
we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching part of the Daniel and Andrew Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. If you don't like looking at our faces, no problem. There's always a full audio version of the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Thank you and enjoy.